Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a horror movie review and I'll be having a look at the movie Haunter. So Haunter stars Abigail Breslin as a girl called Lisa. Now this is quite an intriguing and quite a complex plot to this movie. Now this is going to be a spoiler-free review, but it means I can't give you a great deal of the plot. Suffice to say that it centres around this girl Lisa, and she's experiencing a kind of loop, almost a bit like Groundhog Day, where she's kind of going through the sort of same day over and over again, basically. Initially she's not aware why that is, and she's just kind of like, it's kind of driving her a bit mad. And yet the story sort of picks off after this has happened, been happening for a while. So unlike Groundhog Day, there's not a kind of a period of time where it's kind of, but this literally kicks off straight away. And basically the kind of mystery unravels around it about what's actually happened and why this is all happening. Now, there's a twist about probably a quarter of the way through this movie that's kind of a fairly major twist that really throws this whole sort of dynamic into a kind of a whole new direction. So I can't give you that and really tell you much more about the plot. Suffice to say that it is a ghost story, and there's basically, it's less of a horror film and more of a kind of a supernatural thriller, I would say. Basically, there's a, from what I can tell you, there's a plot involving a kind of serial killer, and his kind of actions have led to basically a very sort of like strange supernatural occurrence, and it's up to Lisa to really kind of like sort of stand up to the kind of the evil spirits and stuff to kind of really unravel what's going on and save her and her family. So that's all I'm really going to say on the plot, because I can't really go too much into detail without giving it away. And I strongly recommend, if you haven't seen this movie and you're kind of just watching this review on the off chance, pretty much avoid the kind of descriptions, because it kind of does give away a kind of one of the plot details, which is quite good. And if you don't know it's there, it's quite a nice little twist to it. Now, the film isn't a particularly scary film, and that may be a kind of maybe a criticism if you're kind of looking for a scary horror film. Like I said, it's less of a horror, more of a kind of a supernatural thriller, really, and kind of a mystery. There are a couple of jump scares here and there, and I guess there's maybe a little bit of a spooky atmosphere in certain places. But there's not a great deal of sort of gore and things like that, and certainly not any sort of major sort of scares. But to be honest, it's a very well acted film. I have to say the script is fantastic, and it's obviously, and again, this may be a criticism to some people, because I think this is the film where you have to really sort of pay attention, and I think it may lose people if you kind of one of these films you sort of put on, you kind of pottering around doing stuff, so, without sort of watching out the corner of your eye. You simply won't get it. You kind of have to watch it and really sort of pay attention to what's going on, because it is a very complex script, and I think maybe some people may feel a bit perplexed by it sort of fairly early on and kind of just think, well, I don't know what's going on. But I do recommend you sort of stick with it. I guess it gets maybe a tad repetitive, if I had to say a criticism, but this is really a good film, I have to say. The director is the guy who did Cube, which is actually quite a similar themed movie when you think about it. I thought all the performances were very good. Not just from Abigail Breslin, but the people who sort of play her parents, and the kind of some other sort of characters that are involved as well. Really, really decent film in regards to its acting ability. I think it builds up a good atmosphere. It's as I say, it's a very, very clever script. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's a decent watch. I'm sorry I'm a bit vague with this review, but I strongly recommend you sort of see this movie kind of going into a little bit cold, because I think you just get a little bit more out of it that way, and I think it's how you would want to enjoy it. So if you have seen it, let me know. What do you think of the whole sort of premise of it, without sort of giving away too many spoilers, in case obviously people haven't seen it. Leave me a comment. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.